That's my intent. I was only...
Are you doing live?
No.
Hi guys.
What we it's the dessert like with the chocolate and the pistachio. Pistachio was so good.
Yeah, we ate a sandwich as meat and coleslaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, we just came here for like eats thing,
Yeah.
but
But we definitely recommend. You look really good with that bag. Hello.
it's cold.
Hello.
I think today, right? Yeah. I want hazelnut and yogurt.
Notre-Dame.
Construction. I don't know. It's kind of. That's what I see. Well, like. Just a puck.
Yeah.
You can sit first floor all the time.
What is this line for?
Наш лайфстайл.
outside.
Maybe swimming.
Let's go.
Yeah. Get to the backyard.
Is what? I don't know what people read right now. She head out.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
Thank you.
It looks like Calgary.
Yeah, actually.
It's bigger than Calgary. 진짜 죽었어.
Go to site. See what is called. 이게 하나인지.
This is the starters. Our
Easy. It's difficult to take it out.
I think. Yeah, I think it's hard to get all
it's good.
Try this.
So this is what I want. Thank you.
이런 썼을 것 같아.
I'll take the other one. This one not bad. Okay, my mint actually saves a lot. 내가 민트 뚜껑 먹고 이거 먹는 거가 이게 맛이 더 강해져. 나는 지금 그 맛이 안 나.
So good.
It's like bitter chocolate. I like the bitter chocolate.
Jump, jump.
Keep doing it. I'll turn the lights off.
But kind of Turkish too. In Turkey,
I think Seven's gonna love this one.
Yeah.
between the stations.
The he knows only.